Welcome to another edition of Mr. Hornsby 83 Topics. I am Mr. Hornsby 83, and today, as you can tell by this beautiful, great anime that I'm holding in my hand, I will be talking about anime. And I've been a fan of anime. I've been a fan of anime since '99. I really got into it around the time Dragon Ball Z was around and all that. And here is my anime collection. I know it's a very small one, and some of them ain't got the cases because I threw some of the cases away. But I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite animes, which half of them are here. And I want to start with this one, Ninja Scroll. One of the greatest anime movies ever made. It's a very action-packed anime movie. It's very dark and twisted. A lot of twisted stuff in it. If you've ever seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's got all the main things I like about an anime. It's got action. It's got a good story, a dark story, and yes, people might think I'm a pervert for saying this, but nudity. I like the nudity in it. But yeah, this is a good one. It's in my top 10 for sure. It's up there with stuff like Vampire Hunter D and Dragon Ball Z, as you can see. I'm definitely a big fan of it. Alright, next I'm going to talk about my two Street Fighter animes I have, which I have on VHS because I cannot find neither one of these on DVD. And I'm going to talk about which one's better and which one I won't be in a rush to get on DVD. So, alright, I'm going to talk about this one first because, out of these two, I think this one's better. A lot of people give it flack trying to say, with the rivalry with Ken and Ryu, it's kind of ripping off Dragon Ball Z, which this came out 2 years before Dragon Ball Z even hit, America. So, it's got all the main characters from Street Fighter. It's got Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Guile, Blanka, Zangief, E Honda, Balrog, Bison, Vega, Sagat, E Honda, and I believe that's about all. Oh, DJ too. And this one, very good action again, very good story, very kind of dark. It was just a good character development. It mainly focused on Ryu, which a lot of people probably like because Ryu's probably one of the biggest fan favorites from Street Fighter fame. Alright, enough about this one. I will, before I finish talking about these, say which one that's better, which I believe I've already said, but This one here, Street Fighter Alpha, was really a big disappointment. I was really excited for it because of the success of Street Fighter 2. I thought it was, a great anime. This one, yeah, the story's here and there. He's supposedly Ryu's got a brother, and the Dark Hado's clouding him. One thing that really upset me, you don't see Bison, you don't see Sagat, you don't see Vega and all that. You see Street Fighter Alpha characters, which, I never really played the Alpha games. I just played the regular versions of Street Fighter. But another thing that disappointed me, they got Akuma right here on the case, and he's only in it for a few seconds. And, that really was stupid. I thought there'd be a big old fight where, it starts out with Akuma just destroying stuff and Ryu's going to fighting, but that's not what happens. Instead, it's just, I know a lot of critics probably gave this one a better review than this one, but really, this one's better. And if you want to talk about a Dragon Ball Z ripoff, this one is definitely a Dragon Ball Z ripoff with the Dark Hado and all that. And then Ryu's so-called brother having a Dark Hado. It was just, I don't care too much for it. I've seen Alpha 2. I don't like Alpha 2 either, but it's a little better than this one. So next, I'm going to talk about Twilight of the Dark Masters. As you can see, this is probably one of the more underrated animes, which is shocking because Urban Vision, if you know what Urban Vision is, they're the same people that made the greatest anime of all time, Vampire Hunter D, which is the first anime I ever seen, which was early 90s. But, I like this. It starts out with the lady and her fiance. He gives her the ring and they're excited. They go to bed. And then, you hear a big old scream and then they turn and her fiance's turned into a demon. And then they pull the camera away again, and there it sounded like she was moaning a bit before the demon ripped off one of her arms. So, you know, I have a theory about that, but I won't say. But this video is really good. I would like to get it on DVD along with the Street Fighters and Blood and all that. And, you know, the problem I had with this was the character development. They could have did more with the characters. They could have explained more why the main guy hates the demons other than him being the guardian of the earth to protect humans from the demons. They kind of touched on it a little bit at the end where, like, the main demon killed some human that the guy was in love with, and he said, "You ought to thank me because she was making you soft and making you human," and all that, and then just blows the demon up. It ends with him dropping out of the sky. I think it could have been longer. It could have did more with the main character and all that. And another thing I want to point out, it's always been something I wanted to point out. Why does the demon there look a lot like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z? I have no clue. But, you know, there's no one in the movie that resembles Frieza, but, you know, it's just funny. Maybe there's an art mess up. I don't know. Alright, now to the next video. As you can see, Blood the Last Vampire, made by Manga, which is a great anime company, one of the best in the world. And this one, same with the Twilight of the Dark Masters, a bit short. They could have did more with the characters. They could have explained why the government's having her hunt vampires. Was she eating humans, and the government made a deal with her saying, well, you know what? We'll forget about you eating humans if you help us kill vampires. I don't know. Maybe that's what the point was. But yeah, this one's pretty good too. Action-packed, dark story. Actually, to be quite honest, this one was non-stop action, so, you know, you got the storyline in between the action scenes, which, you know, was pretty decent. Like I said, a bit short. I think they could have made it longer. I have not seen the show to this. I've just seen this. Also, I want to mention the live-action movie, which was probably, I'm not going to say it was great, but it was better than Dragon Ball Evolution. And, you know, so that's, once I get this on DVD, I'll probably do a complete review of it, along with the Street Fighters, and if I can find this anywhere on DVD. Alright, next one's Pokemon. This show, the original version, I liked. I watched it there for a while. It was pretty interesting. I thought the fact that, you know, what they kept doing in later episodes just got lame. Brock's one of my favorite characters, you know. And the funny thing about Brock is every time he saw a pretty girl, he'd get all googly-eyed and act silly and all that, which was always entertaining and funny. This is actually my wife's, you know, this ain't really part of my anime collection, but, you know, I decided to put it in there because I got such a short one. But yeah, this one was pretty good. I enjoyed the original show, just like with Yu-Gi-Oh! I enjoyed the original one. Just like with Digimon, I enjoyed season 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, that's my review of this. Next up, instead of talking about the Dragon Ball Z box sets, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z movies aside from History of Trunks and that. And that's Broly, the Legendary Saiyan Warrior. Pretty good action, you know, Dragon Ball Z, what you usually get from Dragon Ball Z. Good action, good story and all that. The one thing I have a problem with it, well actually there's a couple things I have a problem with it. The first problem is how Broly came to hate Goku. It was just, you know, when this first came out, a lot of people had rumors going on saying, well, people were saying that, you know, Goku smacked Broly and made Broly cry, and then some people were like, well, Goku made Broly cry by crying and all that, and you know, I think the Goku smacking Broly would have made more sense because Goku was a mean kid when he first got to Earth and his grandpa Gohan found him. He was a very mean kid. He really, you know, until he bumped his head, he was like terrible. So I don't see why they just didn't have Goku. I guess they want to keep Goku's good guy image up, so they decided to have him cry and make Broly cry, which I thought was completely stupid. The other problem I have with this one is Vegeta cringing at the power of Broly. It's like, you know, once Broly went Super Saiyan, Vegeta's like, oh, Broly, He's gonna destroy us all. He's the legendary Saiyan warrior. And, you know, that really made me mad because Vegeta is a very brave character, and the fact that he was cowering at Broly when he didn't cower at Frieza or, you know, Cell or Majin Buu or anything like that, it was just very stupid. I think, you know, Vegeta is so cocky, and that's one of the good things about him. He's so cocky, he thinks he could beat anybody. I mean, he thought he could beat Goku, he thought he could beat Frieza, he thought he could beat Cell, he thought he could beat Majin Buu. I just don't get why he was so scared of Broly. You know, they were the same Saiyan strength that Broly had himself. But, you know, apparently Broly was supposedly more advanced. The second Broly movie I did not like too much because there was no Goku, no Vegeta. You did see Goku at the end when he helped Gohan, Goten, and Kid Trunks. But, you know, you didn't see Vegeta, you didn't see Piccolo, you saw Krillin. You know, Krillin doing some stupid goofy bit where he's like dressing up like Piccolo, and Gohan thought it was actually Piccolo coming to save him, which it wasn't because it was Krillin being stupid, so. Alright, I'm going to talk about my Dragon Ball Z box sets. Alright, this one is the Garlic Jr., Trunks, and Android Saga. And as you can see there, you know, Trunks, you know, he comes back from the future to warn them about the androids, but before you get to all that, you have the Garlic Jr. Saga, which takes a couple of, you know, a couple of moments, and then he's, you know, well, it takes a couple of episodes on the DVDs, because the Garlic Jr. Saga was one of the shortest Dragon Ball Z sagas. But, you know, overall this season I was pretty good. It was a great, you know, thing leading up to this next one, which was the Perfect Cell, Imperfect Cell, Perfect Cell Saga, which, you know, Cell gets revealed in this. You know, they're trying to keep him from reaching his perfect form and all that, and, you know, pretty good saga, pretty solid. It really kept fans interested. The action in it's good and everything. The stuff Master Roshi was doing, because Master Roshi, he's like, next to Vegeta, probably my favorite character because of all the stuff he does with, you know, trying to grope all the guys as girls and all that. Like, he tried to grope Marin and Chi-Chi and Bulma and Android 18. But you don't see that until the Majin Buu saga. Alright, then, so this leads up to this one that I'm getting right now, which is the Cell Game Saga. Now, when this originally came on, I did not get to see this whole saga. I heard about who beat him, and I was kind of upset because I felt like the way they were hyping Trunks and the way they were hyping Vegeta, just, you know, I figured one of them would beat Cell. But, you know, came down to Goku and Gohan, which, you know, I guess is okay. I'm not really fond of the fact that, you know, every time they boost up Vegeta and that they make him fall flat on his face. They've done it in so many of the sagas. They've done it in the freaking GT when they fought Baby and all that, which I did not care for GT. I did not care for Kid Trunks, which I'll get to after the current day Kid Trunks. Future Kid Trunks and future Team Trunks I like better than the current day ones. And, you know, I'll get to that in this Season 8. Alright, Season 8. I haven't got the Saiyaman Saga, but this is the Babidi Majin Buu Saga. Which, you know, this saga was a pretty long saga. I think they could have made it shorter. They should have just had Goku when he went Super Saiyan 3 just beat Majin Buu, but they kept dragging it and dragging it and dragging it and dragging it and dragging it. Don't know why. Alright, now I'm going to get to Kid Trunks and, you know, current day Trunks, which I'll get to on that last one. But, you know, I did not care for Kid Trunks. He seemed too douchey to me. I mean, future Kid Trunks was more tougher. He was more, you know, but current day Kid Trunks was just douchebag, and, you know. Okay. But, yeah, this was pretty interesting. And, like I was talking about, Vegeta gets hypnotized by Babidi. He fights Goku for a while. Then they release Majin Buu. Vegeta goes to fight him, sacrifices himself, but Majin Buu still lives, which, you know, again, like I said, they made Vegeta hyped up and then they made him fall flat on his face. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say about that. It ends with, you know, Boo going good, which starts into this one where the first episode, the good Boo is fighting the evil Boo that was inside of him. And, you know, Goku and Vegeta both get brought back. You know, everybody's done been killed. You know, Gohan, Trunks, Goten, they all can't, you know, he done killed half the people, half the characters on there. And, you know, so it's up to Goku and Vegeta to have to fuse. And, you know, Vegeta didn't want to at first because he found out about Goku's Super Saiyan 3 mode. Which, again, you know, of course they're going to make Goku surpass Vegeta, the best character on there. But, you know, it ends with Goku using a spirit bomb from, you know, the people of Earth with help from Vegeta and Mr. Satan. Which, you know, is ironic because Mr. Satan was like the guy that took credit for beating Cell when it was really Gohan and Goku. Which really was stupid, I think, you know. I didn't like Mr. Satan. He wasn't my favorite character. I hated Mr. Satan. He's my least favorite character next to Yamcha. So, you know, overall, you know, like I said, they dragged this saga out too long. They should have finished it sooner. But, you know, that'll conclude my box set collection. I want to talk about one more anime. And we got these little cases, which we got over there that we put our movies in, so that's why I threw the case of this away, because I put all these in those cases. But this is Ghost in the Shell. You can't see the name on the front, but anime fans should recognize the art design and all that. This was a real good movie too. It was an action-packed movie. It was a little dark. It was, you know, good storyline. This, out of everything that they've done with Ghost in the Shell, from Ghost in the Shell 2 to Ghost in the Shell Show, this is better. I think, you know, they should have ended with this one because it was good. It was great. It also had nudity, so, you know, the main chick's like naked half the video. So, yeah, this one, pretty good anime. This is also a good one. I put it in probably my top 10 as well, along with Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D, Dragon Ball Z, and all that. But, yeah, this is pretty awesome. This one's the best. My next anime show, I'll probably talk about Inuyasha and that, even though I don't got them in my collection. I will talk about it. I watched the show when it came on and all that. But, you know, alright. That'll conclude my anime topic show. My first one. I got plenty more planned, but, you know, right now. But, before I go, I want to say one thing. I should have mentioned it in my video last week because I debuted like a couple days after it happened, but my thoughts and prayers go out to the people in Boston. That was terrible what happened. And the people that did that should be torched and burned. And, you know, so my thoughts and prayers go out to that. My next topic show will be, you know, one that was requested to me from Facebook. So my next topic show will be about movies, and I'm going to talk about the action genre. And I'll try to make that video shorter. Okay. So thank you. Please subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any topics you want me to talk about. I'll talk about them. And like if you liked the video. And once again, please subscribe. Thank you.